Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today, going to be a little different. Homeowner fires on somebody's burglar, tries to rob their house. Killing one, as you can see, killing one. If you haven't heard this story, I watched some of it, so we're going to do it together. All right, let's see what it is.
Now at 5:30, a frightening and deadly home invasion in San Bernardino County. An armed homeowner confronts 4 intruders and opens fire. Good evening. This is the KTLA 5 News at 5:30. I'm Cher Calvin.
And I'm Micah Ullman.
2 of the suspects were hit with gunfire in the Grand Terrace home. One of them later died.
The second suspect remains in a hospital, but once released, he will be facing serious charges. Shelby Nelson joins us live from Grand Terrace with more. Shelby.
Sure, Micah, what a terrifying situation. And today we learned through the DA that that victim used a concealed carry weapon to fire at those alleged intruders.
That's what I'm talking about. Concealed carry weapon. They had a concealed carry weapon, and that's why we need those things in the United States of America. We need them a lot of places, but we're going to start here at home, right? That's what we're supposed to do. But we need them, and it worked properly.
This has been a difficult and truly terrifying experience for our family. Those are the words written by one family as part of a lengthier statement after their home was targeted by intruders. Tuesday night at 9:18 p.m., a 911 caller reported that about 3 suspects had broken into his Grand Terrace home. Armed with a gun, he opened fire on them in what law enforcement is calling an act of self-defense.
They left the location in a white sedan. And then about 10 minutes later, our Loma Linda deputies received a call that there was an adult male that was suffering from a gunshot wound at a gas station, and he was accompanied by a 15-year-old juvenile male.
Through their
Now, 15-year-old, was the 15-year-old part? I hope the 15-year-old wasn't part of the robbery, because that just is crazy if he is part of the robbery. That's nuts. That's just nuts. I hope so. He is not part of it.
Investigation, detectives linked the 2 to the home invasion. The adult suspect, identified as 33-year-old Deshaun Lamar Matthews, died at a hospital. After that, investigators say San Bernardino police got word of another man, 25-year-old Marquez Jackson, who was being treated for a gunshot wound. He is still hospitalized, but the San Bernardino County District Attorney has now formally charged him with first-degree burglary with a person present and for being a felon in possession of a firearm. We're told he had a prior felony conviction in 2018 for an assault case. Detectives aren't saying whether the suspects were armed, but they have indicated that there is also a 4th suspect who is still on the run. Meantime, word has spread among neighbors about the frightening encounter.
We were laying in bed, and then we just heard the sounds, and then literally 5 minutes later, the cop showed up.
Kat Smith, who was visiting family this week, says they were like loud banging sounds. Later, she learned that the neighbor opened fire.
Wait, so are these the gunshot wounds? I mean, gunshot holes? I mean, because they keep showing this door, so I'm guessing that this is the door that the bullets went through. I'm guessing.
Fire on the alleged intruders.
I'm just glad that he could defend himself, but I mean, I'm glad everybody's safe.
We went to the home, but rather than speaking to us on camera, the family provided a statement with a portion of it reading, "Home is where we should all feel the safest, and having that sense of security shattered when we least expected it is something no family should have to experience."
I'm glad that none of the family got hurt. I mean, I'm not going to say the guy got what he deserved. Prayers to his family, because I know someone in his family, their family loved them, and hoping that they didn't do that and go through a different way, or I don't know how it goes, but his family's probably grieving the person who passed away. But I'm glad that the family itself was able to defend themselves from burglar, because that's what we need to do. That's why we have, part of why we have our Second Amendment. But I'm just glad that, everything went the way it was supposed to go when you go into somebody's house unannounced, uninvited. And let this be a lesson to anyone else who, really wants to try to, let this be a lesson. Make sure you have protection in your home to protect your family. And if you're a burglar, don't go in because you think they have, you could die. Figure something else out. Go. It's safer to do other things, but we're not going to get into those other things. But I'm glad that the family is okay and everything went the way, it was supposed to be when you protect yourself.
Now, we were initially told that Jackson and the 15-year-old were booked for murder and robbery, but as
the 15-year-old was part of the robbery. Now, I think the family who shot the guy and killed the guy, if it was the 15-year-old that they shot, they would have felt a lot different about, things, and maybe it wouldn't have went the way that it went. We don't know. But I'm glad that the 15-year-old wasn't hit, and maybe this could be a lesson for him. It might be too late for him, though. It might be too late.
As you heard, that has since changed, according to the DA, and at least for the adult suspect. We also asked if that 15-year-old is still facing those charges, but they could not say what charges and if he is facing charges because he is a minor. As for Jackson, he is scheduled to be arraigned on Monday. Reporting live from Grand Terrace, I'm Shelby Nelson. Share my get back to you.
Shelby, thank you. An update.
Okay. Well, we're going to end it with the battle thing. But I'm glad. I hope everything comes out the way that, it's supposed to, that people get what they deserve in time. If the person wasn't, shot, it could have just got caught and did their time, and then that would have been, and maybe they could have learned a lesson. But it seems like they're not going to get that opportunity. The one guy's not going to get that opportunity. But let's just be a lesson to, everybody. Don't do it. Make sure you have protection to protect your family. And especially in California. I mean, I think they got different laws out there, which gun laws should be, the same all across the board. But it's not. And I'm sure there's people fighting, trying to get that there. But I'm glad everything worked out for the family and their family is safe. But that's all I have for this one. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Whatever you're doing in your time of day, whether it's morning, whether it's afternoon, or it's evening, we'll talk to you later.